Zach Charbonnet is ready to touch down on Saturn. And yes, he is going to likely have a day in week 17 Thursday Night Football. We don't traditionally like Thursday Night Football, but it can spit out 1 to 2 to 3 good playing players, and then we have some other crap the bed moments. But if anybody's going to have a good game here tonight on Thursday Night Football, Seattle versus the Chicago Bears, I believe it will be this man that should be fed like a monster, the monster that he is. Zach Charbonnet is now going to, well, you have 1 week left really, but regardless, take over for this team even in week 18. Some of you play week 18. Kenneth Walker on IR, out for the year, barring some sort of missing these 2 games, week 17, week 18, missing 1 playoff game, 2 playoff games, and coming back for a third. This team is not likely to make the playoffs, obviously, but Zach Charbonnet is the starter for the remaining 2 weeks and kind of tries out, I think, for the future of this rushing attack, and then maybe they think about exploring trades or whatever with Kenneth Walker. CeeDee Lamb, same situation, IR. That team has 0. Not to say that the Seahawks are making the playoffs, but this team has 0 chance for the playoffs. They have had 0 chance for a while, but yet their GM, named absolute moron of all the GMs in the league. This is the king of them. This is Planet Uranus, a GM. Worst owner, worst GM combo we've probably ever seen in the history, Jerry Jones. This guy has been running CeeDee Lamb out to get injured and to lessen the length of his career. There's amounts of damage happening to this guy's shoulder that we won't be able to measure for 5, 6, 7 years from now. He could literally have a shorter career because they want to run him out there and make Jerry look good. Jerry's the absolute worst GM and owner in the National Football League. Hands down. We've got a whole bunch of other stuff to go over. Jalen Hurts looking doubtful for week 17. Unlikely to play according to Schefter. Thursday Night Football countdown. Super chats galore. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
All right, live when news breaks. Also, here, speaking of breaking news.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk.
Warning, what you're about to see might be a little bit scary. You might want to turn away if you're squeamish, but this footage has been sent to us from a local Phoenix resident. Local authorities are trying to figure out what the sign means. It reads Sharb Season. Unclear as to what that is trying to reference or if that's some sort of warning. And it's still undetermined where these flying objects are deriving from.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk.
Pop open a bottle of Charbonnet. Get Charbonnet. And you will not be sorry. Anything can happen. This is Thursday Night Football. Thursday Night Football is a big red flag game. Regardless, that kicks every decision and dilemma you have off with a red flag. It's Thursday Night Football. But I think they will lean on this man, Charbonnet. Charbonnet is going to Charbonnet some people in Week 17. Now, you might have a Bucky Irving or a Chase Brown or a BTJ dilemma in regards to Charbonnet because Charbonnet's creeping up into your lineup, right? So you haven't expected to be able to use him, and now all of a sudden you get to use him. And this is something we predicted back on this channel 3 weeks ago when people were like, oh, Smitty, looks like you're wrong about Walker getting put on IR. You sure about that? Remember 4 weeks ago, hey, I think we're going to probably see CeeDee Lamb get shut down early. People thinking that wasn't going to happen. Start 2, DK, JMO, Reed, Ford. I'm going to go JMO and probably Ford. JMO and Ford. I like Reed a lot. DK, I don't know. In this situation, I know the game's kicking off right now, but tell us what you did, JF21. You're calling it short, calling it close, putting this in the last second. But I would say JMO's the lock. You went DK, I'm fine with it. DK, Reed, and Ford are all really, really close. Ford might be the safest call, though, but it's really close. Cody dropping this super chat. Sorry, Cody, I'm just seeing this one as well. Or you dropped it right in at the 11th hour there. Would you start Sharps over Higgins in London? I absolutely would have. I mean, we're sitting here sending him to the moon right now, my boy. But anything could happen. Those are really, really close calls. But sure, Charbonnet is the focal point of the last 2 live streams. You're probably not going to get me to sit him very easily, bro. Hurts, expect to be without him. That means Devontae Smith is not a good play. AJB, banged up, not necessarily a good play either. Quick pass to Lockett for 1 or 2 yards. Let's go over this news while I have you all sitting here. We have about 300 of you in the building. J.K. Dobbins is questionable for Week 17. Gus Bus is out, so Vidal's the likely starter for Week 17. Know that, but we still got to monitor the situation. As I said, Jalen Hurts is out. Tracy did not practice Thursday. It's becoming more of a concern. We got to monitor the hell out of that situation. We have Anthony Richardson. Foot did not practice on Thursday. We'll monitor that. Trending on the wrong side of 50-50 is Anthony Richardson. Start making your plans accordingly. It is 3rd down. Seahawks run Charbonnet down to about roughly the 30-yard line. Looks like they're short by about a yard or 2. Charbonnet is going to get a ton of work in this game. A ton of work in this game. Expect them to potentially even get the handoff right here. Sharps, nice little run before that. 3rd and 1, 13:52 left. Seahawks don't want to go 3 and out. And they're going to do everything they can here. Charbonnet's in the backfield. Gino's under center. 1 wide receiver to the right. Stack the left side of the line. Look at that. Charbonnet knifes through it. 3-4 yard gain right there. 2.5 3 yard gain, but it was a dive. You know, he wasn't trying to break off a long run. Anthony Richardson, expect to be without him for right now. Things can change, but you never know. Greenlaw will not play this season again. Remember Greenlaw? Dre Greenlaw was the guy that ran out onto the field in the Super Bowl, and as he was running out, he tore his Achilles tendon. That was last year. And he came back excited and injected some excitement into his offense for the 49ers. But by the end of his first game back, this is when Campbell walked off the field because he was pissed off that Greenlaw came back. Look at Campbell could have his job back. Greenlaw is not going to play again because he's having soreness in his Achilles. Charbonnet ripping off a 10-yard. Look at the stiff arm. 11-yard run by Zach Charbonnet. Let's get Charbonnet.
Let him cook.
Let's get Charbonnet, shall we? Nice rip, Sharps. Nice rip, Sharps. Gaines says, Smitty, you missed my $20 super chat on Sunday. Did you drop it like out the door, bro? Because I answered all of the super chats. Drop your question again or drop a new one, bro, and I'll help you. But sometimes you guys are behind on the stream and you drop it like when you think I'm leaving, but I'm gone because you've played the stream like you're not live. You're 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes behind. But I don't think I missed your super chat that was in front of me. I think it was something you dropped at the end or you were behind on the stream. But ask me a question and I'd be happy to answer you. And I appreciate your super chat, my boy. Malik Neighbors. By the way, Seattle, another first down. Looking good. They're moving the football well. Neighbors says he considers himself a game day decision for Week 17 against the Colts. You know, that's not good when the receiver himself is like, I don't know. Charbonnet tripped up, but he's getting work. Oh, no, that's not Charbonnet. That's, who is that? I think it's McIntosh. McIntosh tripped up there. No wonder he got tripped up. He's McIntosh. He's not Charbonnet. Chargers rule out Gus Bus. Like I said, Vidal looking like he's going to start, but JK's not completely ruled out yet. So monitor the hell out of that situation if for some reason you're going to risk the biscuit with Vidal. James Conner, Coach Gannon said that this thing's making good progress. So we got to wait and see on that. Benson would also be, you know, the next man up if he was healthy, but he's not exactly looking like he's fully healthy yet either. But if Benson started, he'd be a good play. If Conner plays, obviously Conner's a must start. Wow, McIntosh wide open, rushing lane up the gut. Man, if that was Charbonnet's, that was wide open. That was wide open. That was wide open. I wish that was Sharps. What a rip. There was not a person in sight. And Sharps would have finished that run as well. Okay. Handoff. Can we get Sharps back in the game? There he goes. Okay, they're taking him out. It's always frustrating when they decide to give the running back a breather at about the 20-yard line. All right, here he goes. Sharps is back in. Oh, Sharps lining up as a wide receiver. Empty backfield. Sharps back in motion. Looks like he's going to line back up right next to Geno Smith. Probably going to do some sort of draw play. Geno in the gun. Sharps right next to him. His left-hand man takes a draw. Like I said, Sharps ripping off about a 7-yard run, 8-yard run. Nice work. Let's keep feeding the man. Stevenson, Gerard Mayo said benching Ramondre Stevenson for Antonio Gibson is a possibility. Not a good look if you are a Ramondre Stevenson owner. Not a good look at all. Teddy Bridgewater signed by the Detroit Lions. They say this doesn't mean that they have no faith in Hendon Hooker, but I don't know. It seems like this feels a little bit like he might be the backup quarterback if something were to go awry with Jared Goff, but hard to know for sure. This one right here is very interesting. Let's get to this in a second. We got 3rd and 3. Oh, almost picked off. Why are we doing that play call? 4th and 3. Why are we putting ourselves in that position? Marching down, running the ball well, get to a 4th and 3, and you throw the football into a congested area. There's 2 defenders in front of Lockett, and you're trying to throw it to Lockett in between 2 defenders that are in front of him. It's probably one of the dumbest throws I've ever seen, one of the dumbest play calls I've ever seen. When you're gaining momentum, marching down, and now you got to settle for a 27-yard field goal attempt by Myers. Here we go. Myers kicks it through, 3-0. That's okay. Sharps got some good rips. We can definitely tell what kind of game we're going to get out of Sharps tonight. It's going to be a lot of running. Might I add that I feel like I'm right about Fields. I'm right about Russell Wilson. I know a lot of you came in here, started running your mouth about how I need to give Russell Wilson his flowers. I'm going to be wrong about Russell Wilson. This is the right call. Tomlin knows what he's doing. There's a lot of people calling for Russell Wilson to be benched right now, and I'm not even close to the only one. This coming from Sam Block on IG. Steelers last 6 games with Justin Fields, 4-2, 3-0 against playoff teams. Steelers last 6 games with Russell Wilson, 2-4, 0-3 against playoff teams. And Sam Block says they should start Fields in the playoffs. Fields is turning into a pumpkin. Slowly. It's happening so slowly people don't really realize it. I'm right on Fields. I am right on Fields. Russell Wilson is not a great quarterback. He's got good attributes. He has good skill sets. He's a great moon ball thrower. But he also has moon fumbles, moon interceptions, moon sacks. All you people that came in for my head when I started ripping on this decision and Russell Wilson wins game 1. Everybody says, oh, look at Russell Wilson. Look at Russell Wilson. Now how do you feel, Smitty? And I said, you might have won right now, but this is sometimes one of those things where it takes a little time before you come back around and you realize, you know what, at the end of the day, this was as we painted here on the show. Russell Wilson's not a Super Bowl contending quarterback. Is Fields? No, but he's closer to this team winning more playoff games. And if you do want to build around him, you're not doing a very good job of letting him have his own offense. For anybody that judges Justin Fields, realize that he had a vehicle. Russell Wilson's short. Fields is 6'3". Russell Wilson's 4 foot. And they made a vehicle, catered it to the size of Russell Wilson, the specifications of Russell Wilson. It fits him perfectly. And then they asked Fields to drive that vehicle, made for the 4-foot Russell Wilson, made for the limited Russell Wilson that can't scramble like Justin Fields. And they never gave Justin Fields his own vehicle. He had to drive a tailor-made car and vehicle for himself on behalf of Russell Wilson all year long. This team never committed to him. So when you say Russell Wilson wasn't good at this, or Russell Wilson didn't connect with Pickens, or Russell Wilson's not good at this, that, or the other, you're speaking out of your rear end. Because we never saw Justin Fields. If you think that Justin Fields, he was never good at this, he was never good at that, he was never good at connecting with Pickens, you're speaking out of your rear end about Justin Fields because they never gave him a shot. They never set him up to be successful. He never had his own keys to his own vehicle. Here's somebody that doesn't have Zach Charbonnet. Okay, so last piece of news or two. I think we got one or two more things here. Isaac Guerrero hamstring returned to practice Thursday. He's fully expected to start Monday Night Football. And he's a high-risk, high-reward player because the Niners' offensive line is banged up down to like the third and fourth string players. And they've like shut down people just to get them healthy. It's definitely a mess. It's definitely a mess. CeeDee Lamb and Kenneth Walker on IR, I already mentioned that. A.J. Brown was listed as limited. But again, with Hurts out, he's going to be, a solid start, but he's no longer a must start. If Hurts is in there, he's a must start. But you might go BTJ. You might go, obviously, Charbonnet. London limited in Thursday's practice. Expected to go at this point, but we got to monitor the hell out of this because setbacks can happen in warm-ups, etc. Kamara did not practice on Thursday. His head coach said this will be decided later in the week. I think he's also a candidate to all of a sudden just be announced to be on IR, but why would you play him? Why would you play him at all? Chris Olave, concussion, was a full participant in practice. If you think I'm putting this man in my lineup over much more solid options, if you've got like trash, you're combing through, I don't know, like Dontavian Wicks is even maybe safer, but like you're combing through that. I understand going Olave over like a Wicks or Olave, but if Dobbs doesn't play, Wicks becomes an attractive play. So that might not even be somebody I probably go Wicks. But if you've like, I don't know, Wilson in Arizona, Wilson Jr. in Arizona, or like players like that, like you're literally, you ask me and I'm like, holy crap, why would I even want to start that player? Then sure, you can consider Olave, but you're not sitting, even a guy like, I'm trying to think of a more lowly type player. Yeah, Olave will be a nice pick next year, but he's also risk to get hit one more time and never play again. So I don't know how his ADP's got to be very, very delightful. Debo or Olave, I'd go Debo. Like I'm not risking fantasy championship week on a guy named Olave who's been sitting out with concussion after concussion after concussion. But I am hopeful. I am rooting for him. This is that Trey Benson news. Trey Benson questionable, as is Connor. But Connor's getting a lot of decent reports coming out. That this is the Connor report. He's questionable too, but that he's progressing well and he's doing good. But he is questionable. Him and Benson are both questionable. Michael Carter could get the surprising last-second start and somebody that could be a good play. T. Higgins, Bengals, ankle, knee, questionable week 17. Fully expected to play at this point, barring a setback. Like he goes out in warm-ups and things just go awry. This is that Jalen Hurts news. That Jalen Hurts is unlikely to play Sunday. So expect to be without him, which impacts everything below him. Just an absolute trickle-down disaster. And then that's pretty much, I think, all she wrote. We have all the news covered for week number 17 as we have it now. And if anybody has a super chat, I'd love to answer your question. Cody, I'm sorry if you threw that in there kind of last second, same JF21. I'll be more mindful of those last second calls, but I'm rolling through news and screaming at people here and there, and I'm sorry about missing those. I just don't know when you dropped them. Big JSN drive coming up, says Mark. Mark, I could see that happening. Steelers grabbed Wilson off of the thrift store rack. Fields better fit for Tomlin. I don't know why Tomlin doesn't see that. I don't want Fields in Pittsburgh. Fields in Pittsburgh next year is not what I want. I don't want it. Why? Because of what we just saw. Him not commit to him. He doesn't like Fields. He doesn't like him at all. When he made that decision and everybody said, why are you making this decision? And when he made it, he was really nervous about it. We're going to go with Russell Wilson. And then he barely, he wins, but it's like it was a edge of your seat type of situation that first game. And when he won, he's running down the tunnel, and he was just so pumped. He was never pumped when Fields won a game. He was so glad that he didn't make a mistake like he thought he was maybe making, and he just wanted to be right. He didn't want to be right long term. He wanted to be right in that moment. I think Tomlin's a great coach. I'm not saying he's not a great coach, but he has a problem winning at the end of the day, like Shanahan. Shanahan is a great offensive coordinator, or was, just like Tomlin's a great head coach. Tomlin's not the play caller. Oh, God, Geno looks... Oh, did Geno get hurt, or what was he doing? He's flopping around like a fish out of water. Just ruined that play. Geno, get it together, bro. Now you're going to what? Throw 2 incomplete passes and give my boy Charbonnet no chance? What did he do? He faked the handoff and then stepped on Zach Charbonnet's foot. All right, Debo projection for this week. 65 total yards and 0.7 touchdowns and 4 receptions. Principal, appreciate you, my boy. Principal. Oh, pass to Zach Charbonnet. He's so quick. Give him 12. Give him 1 reception for 12 yards each time. Charbonnet's a monster.
You've just been Smitty.
He's so good. And keep in mind, this is not something new to this channel. When this man was a rookie before he had a landing spot, I was devastated. I ended the live stream the moment Charbonnet was drafted to the Seahawks. I was so pissed. I ended the live stream screaming and cussing and swearing because this is my rising star player that got buried on the bench. So we've been waiting for this moment our whole lives. Practically when I was in the womb, my first words were, Charbonnet, Charbs, mama. My first words. Ryan Grubb. Part of me loves Ryan Grubb, and Ryan Grubb absolutely deserves another shot to, build this thing up. He's done a great job, in a lot of ways. But I'm a little worried that he thought that Geno was his guy. Like, didn't have a lot of options, but like Fields was there. Like, no quarterback, no coach, Dable, nobody that has bad quarterback play right now has an excuse, because you could have got Fields for a 6th round conditional pick to a 4th, or just say, hey, you know what? Screw the conditional. Let's give you a 4th rounder. Every team in the National Football League, outside, well, no, the Bears included. So only the Steelers, because the Steelers made the move. 31 teams, including the Bears, were moronic when it came to Justin Fields' asking price and valuation. All right, here we go. Caleb Williams fakes the handoff, runs to his right, throws a nice little short pass to DJ Moore. Moore gets a decent little gain there. Moore's a decent start today. It's just because the Bears are gonna be throwing well and keep themselves in the game because Geno's throwing bad, or the Seahawks get out to an early lead, or at least they're leading at halftime going into the third quarter. At least they're leading pretty well going into the third and a half quarter, and then Fields gets to throw a lot. So like DJ Moore will have good production, and Caleb could have 2 TDs. DJ Moore catches, that was Swift, catching a first down pass and getting kind of jammed jammed up right as he catches the football. He's amazingly stayed healthy this year, which, kind of shocks me. Swift has been playing well. He's definitely outperformed my expectation, I must admit. All right. Caleb Williams, under center. Keenan Allen in motion. Going back and forth. Handoff to Swift. Swift gets a good little 3 or 4 yard gain. Super chat by Kevin. Poles traded away Justin Fields, then followed that up with trading Caleb or drafting Caleb over JD5. It's worse than that, bro. Poles is the worst GM in football, aside from Jerry Jones and probably Jerry Jones, then Joe Shinebox Joe, and then probably Poles. And everyone, all the Bears fans were like, Poles is the best GM in the world. He's making masterful moves. That Poles is the one that set up this disaster. He's not, and everyone else is a scapegoat. Poles keeps, let's fire everybody. Poles, you're the one that hired them all. Yeah, Shinebox is 2. Jerry Jones. Shinebox is the worst GM. You know why Jerry's a better GM than Shinebox? Because he still knows talent. He can misjudge it. He can misjudge when to pay him players. He can misjudge when to, we have a vacancy, and I think we don't yet have a need for an RB, whatever is, not wanting to spend money, penny pinch and save here and there instead of getting Barkley. So he does have problems, no doubt about it, which makes him one of the worst GMs in the league at the end of the day, because he's in his own world. He's in Jerry's world. But Joe Shine doesn't even know football. At least Jerry knows football. Like, he just doesn't know it all. Like, he just screws up. He screws up a lot, misguides things. He's getting older. He's probably complacent. Probably doesn't even know what day of the week it is. But Joe Shine has no excuse. You can't blame it on becoming an old man. Joe Shinebox he just doesn't even know football. His own son knows more football than him. His son told him to go get JD5. You only get this job once, Dad. And he's like, no, we'll be fine. We'll be fine with Danny Dimes. Go get JD5, Dad, is what Joseph Shine's son said. Shinebox Jr. knows football. All right, okay, Bears special teams pins down this very mediocre passing attack right now inside the 10-yard line. Hopefully, right around the 5-yard line. Hopefully, they run Charbonnet a couple times and he breaks off like a 14, 15-yard space getter. You know what I mean? Maneuvers his team out onto about the 30, 40-yard line before they throw 3 and out after that. Joseph Shinebox. He doesn't. I wouldn't let Joseph shine my shoes. BBQ, stop saying things like Charbonnet 40-yard scamper. You're saying them as if they happened, and people in the chat are like thinking you're reporting on the game. Like, if you're going to say, hey, hopefully Charbonnet gets a 40-yard scamper. Hopefully. Stop saying it. You keep doing that. You keep saying DK Metcalf touchdown, or stop. Put it preface it. Do keep saying it over and over and over. You can predict the future. Put prediction. : We're on a timeout. What am I going to eat for dinner? What should I eat for dinner? Vote on it. I kind of feel like a turkey sandwich with avocado. Smitty, would you start Debo over McMillan? I think McMillan is a little bit safer, but Debo's hard to sit, but at the same time he's not. Like, it's hard to sit him in name. He did good last week, like I said he probably would, but you're still trusting him to keep his head in the game. You're trusting Shanahan not to like do something weird. You're trusting Shanahan a little bit. I'd probably say glad voice and health are back. Thank you, Clint. Clint, you haven't been here. My voice was out for like a show or two, like weeks ago. Have you not been here since then? But I appreciate you being here, Clint. Thank you for the well wishes. I'm sure I'll get a flu or the 19 again in the next month or two. That's for sure, because my family brings it in like it's like it's air, and drags it right on the rug, and they bring in one of the kids is already sick. One of the kids has a flu bug, been vomiting and everything. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't know if they're just licking door handles out there or what they're doing. Charbonnet. Oh my God! Oh, that was McIntosh. Nice run. Nice run. He got popped, and then all of a sudden you see him just bust through the line. Nice little run. And here come those that miss Charbonnet. McIntosh, they should give him more carries. Give him. I don't have Charbonnet. It's got to be McIntosh now. I do like McIntosh. He was a pretty good selection. Is he a stud? No, but is he a solid backup running back? Absolutely. You know, he's a really, really good running back to have as a 2. This guy coming in right now, back in after rest, his name is Zach Charbonnet. This is what you call an excellent elite running back. One that your boy scouted as coming out of college as one of the toughest running backs to take down with a single tackler. Almost impossible. It takes 2, 3, 4 hits before anybody can bring this guy down. He goes out wide, runs right back in to Gino's right side. Gino in the gun. Zach Charbonnet in the flat. Gino is going to scramble to his left. Oh, good Lord. Throws a stupid pass. God, Gino sucks. 4th and 2 because Gino doesn't know how to play football. This is some of the most frustrating stuff to watch in my... Look, run for the first down. Toughen up, Gino. Pull your big boy pants up and go run for a first down instead of being scared of contact and throwing 2 JSN in absolute traffic. Now we're punting. Great. Ziggy, show me the driveway. Somebody's letting off fireworks outside. Hear the fireworks? sounds like pop shots. Ziggy off. Oh, Gino. Gino, nobody's even writing you off anymore. There's nothing to not write back about. No one even knows you exist. Get him out of there. All right, this is par for the course for Caleb. Watch him have a nice drive here, but it's like nothing in the first. It's just, and the Seahawks aren't doing themselves any favors. But this team, look, Swift taken down in the backfield. This defense is stepping up, but the Seahawks aren't doing themselves any favors. Swift taken down for a loss. It's going to be second and like 12 or 13 maybe. Could be even worse than that, but they just can't move the football at all. The Chicago Bears. And then in the second half, if the team's leading by enough, then you'll see Caleb get 2 touchdowns. That's the only formula here. And Caleb can't play good in structure or in the pocket. He has to be scrambling for his life. DJ Moore with a nice little gainer there. It was 2nd and 17, by the way, not 2nd and 14. That was a 7-yard loss, which DJ Moore single-handedly got about all of those yards and about 3 or 4 back. So it's going to be third and like probably 5, 6, 7, something like that. We'll see what they mark it at. I don't know where they marked them out of bounds, but third down. Third down, they'll probably run the ball, be conservative, and get stuffed up the left side and punt the ball. Unless they ask Caleb to throw. 3rd and 6. Let's see if they... Oh, he's in the gun, but that doesn't mean they won't do a little draw play here. But Caleb in the gun, he probably scrambles to the right or the left. There's no way to keep Caleb in the pocket. They can't possibly. Caleb in the pocket, completely garbage pass. Doesn't even come close to a wide receiver. Caleb can't play football in the pocket. He doesn't know how. I would love to know if someone can find a stat where Caleb Williams, how he plays in the pocket versus out of the pocket. And ask Kyler Murray how that works over the long term of your career. That was a garbage throw. And then Caleb says, you're supposed to grow 10 feet and grab that. All right. Special teams for the Bears has been pretty good in this game so far because they keep pinning the Seahawks deep. Caleb versus Geno. Yeah, this is like the battle of the bozos, man. This isn't a Thursday night football game. This is a Wednesday night football game. Can we run Zach Charbonnet, please? Can we run Zach Charbonnet? Can we not put Kenny McIntosh in and give Charbonnet the totes he needs to get grooving and moving? That's all we need. I know they want to keep Charbonnet fresh, so they've been taking him out and putting in McIntosh a little bit, but I think as the game wears on, they're not going to do that. They're just trying to pace themselves. Sharps is in there right now. Don't worry. That was a nice little toss to DK Metcalf for 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5 for a change. Let's do a little draw play to Charbonnet. I don't mind that. Let's do it. Let's do it. No offensive offsides, offensive line penalties, please. I can sense it. I can smell it. I can smell it. Gino, you're taking too long, bro. Are you trying to just run the clock out? What good is that? What good does that do anybody? The Buns Bowl? Yeah. Battle of the Buns quarterbacks, bro. That's what this is. I'm tempted to not hang up. I'm tempted to not end the live stream because I want Sharps to just rip one off.
Yo.
TM, what's up? You're live.
Hey, what's up, Smitty?
What's up?
Would you go Jawan Jennings or
Miller.
Romeo Dobbs?
Jawan Jennings. Plus Dobbs is banged up, but even if he plays, he's good to go. I think Jawan's a little safer. You never know, though. Trust your gut. Jawan's is probably, I would think, he's going to
safer.
Guaranteed a lot more targets is what I would imagine. But you never know, man. You never know.
Yeah. I think Green Bay has a potential shootout, but so does San Francisco and Detroit. So
yeah. Tough call, bro. I mean, trust your gut on it. That's for sure.
Yep.
All right, bro. You got any other ones? Let me know.
All right. Thanks, Smitty.
Yep. Smitty start to Garrett Wilson, Jennings, or Cup. I'll probably sit Jennings in that situation. I got to roll a Cup over those calls. Justin Fields to Seattle. That's what we hope. That's one of the landing spots for Justin Fields that we hope for sure. It's probably the best landing spot. Or Arizona. So Justin Fields to Arizona, trade Kyler, or Justin Fields to Seattle. Those are probably the two most likely, in my opinion, right now, guessing forward spots. Definitely going to hear more on that for sure. Fields will be one of the funnest live stream players to talk about. It'll be better than like Ayuk. Ayuk we cover so much. Fields will be fun. That'll be a fun conversation. Achane or Chase Brown. I can't sit Achane, Brian. I can't sit either of them really, but I definitely can't sit Achane. This is a battle of the who can you sit less answers. I'm not telling you to sit anybody. I could just tell you that I'm not sitting Achane a little more than I'm not sitting Chase Brown. That's all I can really do for you. In the final, Smitty, start 1 QB, 1 wide receiver, 2 flex. I have 51% chance of winning. Hurts is probably out, so Knicks, May, Bucky. I'd probably go Knicks, and then my 2, let's see here. One wide receiver. One wide receiver would be what wide receivers do you have? You have Ridley there. It hurts. Plays Ridley. McMillan down there. So I'm going McMillan over Ridley. And Tracy's banged up. You got to watch that. Bucky. I go McMillan over Ridley. So your 2 flex plays will be Bucky. Bucky and probably Tracy if he plays, but you got to stay on the news. Nice. First down. Thank God. Leave it to JSN to march his team down there. So Knicks, Bucky, McMillan, and then it's either Tracy, Ridley, or Vidal, and we're kind of like news dependent on that one. Right now I'm going to lean toward starting Tracy, but we're definitely beholden to the news, my boy. All right, let's get a touchdown, shall we? Let's run one in. Charbonnet in the backfield. He's really far away from Geno, like by about a half a yard, so it makes me think he's going to run. Get that momentum going, bro. Charb's ripping off a 5-6 yard just knifing run. Just slicing up the gap there. Charbonnet looks like a tank. He's built so well. Look at that rip by Sharbs. Another 5-6 yard rip. First down, let's go. 1st and 10. Seattle's ready to score a touchdown. Let's go up 10-0 so that we can run the ball. Sharbs is coming out for a breather. That's okay. Let's throw the ball now. Let's get JSN the football. DK Metcalf. Let's throw it down to the 1 yard line. Put Sharbs in there and punch one in. That's a game plan, I think, that I can get behind. All right, in the gun, McIntosh to the left. Geno fakes the handoff. What good is that pocket movement? Nice. First down, Lockett. Somehow Lockett's on the ground. Guy never gets tackled. He refuses to get tackled. Why is the defensive back cross-legged right there? Why is he crossing his legs? You never cross your legs, bro. Lockett. Oh, I'm going to get hit. Let me go down. Lockett. We've never seen Lockett get hit. He's always on the ground. That man was told one day by he went and visited one of those crystal ball like future fortune tellers and said, predict my future. And she said, you will get hurt getting hit in the NFL. And he's like, you must never get hit, Tyler. You must always go to the ground, no matter what is at stake. And the man has never been hit. They're still trying to find footage of him getting hit. Lockett stepping up. All right, let's get, is that Sharbs back in or is that McIntosh? Looks like it might be McIntosh. Too skinny for it to be Sharbs. It could be a little pass to him. Oh, God, Geno, you're just not good in the pocket, bro. He does these movements that are wasted movements. Like, he drops back, and instead of, like, being at the ready, he'll, like, be moving around. Like, the ball's down, and he's, like, bouncing back and forth, but he's not in throwing position. Like, it's the dumbest way to navigate. I've never seen somebody that's worthless in the pocket like him because he can't throw the football even if he sees someone open. He's got it. He was like this with the ball. He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready to throw it. Even if someone was wide open last second or DK's like waving, you can't even throw it. It's going to take him another second and a half to get into throwing position. He's so bad in the pocket. Sharps is back in there blocking. God, Gino, you're horrible. You're horrible, Gino. No one's writing back at all, period. You're awful. You shouldn't be a starter in this league. The laundry on the field is the only hope we have. Whose laundry is it? Offsides. Of course they'll decline that. Fourth down and Gino. Fourth down and Gino. Gotta be kidding me, man. At least the special teams of Seattle pinned this thing down at about the 12-yard line. DK's divorce is needed. No, not really, Prince. I think you got it backwards. I think you just need a quarterback. I think you want DK there. DK there helps JSN. DK there helps Charbonnet. DK helps everything. You don't want to get rid of DK Metcalf. That's the last thing you want to do. You want a quarterback. You need a competent quarterback. You need Justin Fields, or you need something. You need something that you can work with. I'm not even saying like Darnold would even be interesting. You know, like if they paid him enough, Darnold could play in that offense. I think if you could make Gino look good for a little while, imagine what you could do with Darnold. You know, God, Gino is awful. He's so awful. He just screws up everything. Fields is so much better than anybody gives him credit for. All you Fields haters can continue to hate Fields. Fields is first of all, Fields is great for the wide receiver one. If you think Pickens is the example and not DJ Moore, you didn't watch enough football. Because Pickens having a bad little connection with Fields has nothing to do with Fields. It has to do with the fact that Fields is not being asked to play his way. He's being asked to play and drive a vehicle that was custom made for Russell Wilson. They never anointed Fields as starter. They never were going to. They were never going to give him what he needed. He's literally running an offense that's not designed or catered for him. Same thing happened in Chicago in many ways, just in a different way, just not supporting him. 2 straight landing spots in a row where this broken man is not supported properly. He goes, Ryan Grubb's going to turn him into a monster. Imagine what Ryan Grubb would do for him. Ryan Grubb would turn him into an absolute savage. All right, guys, I'm gonna end this stream. Hopefully, ending this will kickstart some sort of momentum. All right, I'll see you all after for the wrap up show. Appreciate every single one of you.